Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Met Gala recreation. I'm going to be recreating Sophie Turner's makeup look. Her pictures were some of the first from the Met Gala that I saw and I was just stunned by this makeup look. Are you kidding? She and Joe just looked fantastic, and the second I saw this I knew that I had to recreate it. So starting off with the eyes, I've already prepped with concealer and setting powder as usual. For Sophie's eye color, you can see that she really only has two shades on her eyes. She has no transition shade whatsoever. It's just straight that black blue duochrome shade. She's a little bit of an inner corner highlight and then some blue eyeliner right in the waterline. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. It just doesn't look like it. I scoured through my entire eyeshadow palette collection and the closest blue that I could find to that shade is from the Morphe Dare to Create 39A palette, and it's this shade called Dare Me. So I'm just gonna go straight in. So to map out this look, I'm going in with like a pretty small detailed brush. It's nice and flat, easily picks up the product, and I'm just gonna go in and start mapping this out. The only thing that you really need to be more precise with is shaping out this outer wing. Other than that, I feel like anyone could really do this. So compared to this shade, I feel like her eyeshadow just has the smallest tinge of like a teal undertone, and then the duochrome like to black flip is a bit more intense than this. So her wing is kind of angled up and towards the tail end of her brow. So I brought it a bit above my crease because you can see hers is pretty high up as well. With a tiny small brush, I'm just gently blending out the edges because hers, while it's pretty avant-garde editorial, it's not completely like cut and dry, just plain color laid down. So there's a tiny bit of a blend. Not much at all though. So just like that, that'll do. And then just to top it off, grab whatever setting spray you have laying around, and I'm just packing that on top to give it more of like a metallic, intense finish. So moving on to the face for now, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Primerizer. I literally just had to take off my face makeup because I used the Too Faced, what's it called? Hangover RX primer. And since that is a tacky primer, kind of had bit of a brain fart, and I put a foundation stick on top of that, which you have to like draw on, and then I grabbed a brush. Oh my gosh, that foundation was pilling so bad. Lesson learned. So while I was stalking Sophie and all of her beautiful Met Gala pictures, I noticed that her base was just very natural, satin, skin-like, just perfect. It wasn't too glowy or wet. It wasn't completely matte. So I'm going in with a medium coverage skin-like foundation. This is the Makeup Forever Stick Foundation in the shade Y315. You know what? Actually, I'm a little bit paranoid. I'm not gonna actually draw this on because I'm scarred from that last application, okay? How stupid could I be? It's a little bit glowier than her face was at the Met Gala. We're going to tone it down a little bit with powder. Oh my gosh, wow. I just look like I drank 10 tall glasses of water. My skin just looks perfect. Yes. So she had a pretty bright under eye. I'm going to go in with Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand. I'm going to put a lot of this on and blend that out. So I'm using the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. This stuff is the bomb. Honestly, I want the Laura Mercier to be like what the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder is for me. Laura Mercier is so powerful, like it's a strong powder, so anything, you know, you put that on top of is gonna be held in place all day, but it's so freaking drying. Like literally, I'll put the tiniest bit under my eyes and I literally look like I have crocodile scales like sprouting from deep within my skin. But with this, I feel like I'm getting the power of the Laura Mercier, but it doesn't dry the crap out of my skin. It's definitely not like a satin powder by any means, like it's a matte powder, but it's not a super drying matte powder. There goes my beautiful glow. If I went to the Met Gala, my skin would be extremely glowy, but that's just my personal taste. Get rid of those smile lines. Bye-bye. So we're obviously gonna need to powder down this glow a bit, but we're keeping it in the satin theme. So I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush. Why? I can never say this on the first try. Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder in the shade medium. And this just gives your skin a satin matte, blurred, but natural effect. Alright, so I just finished off my brows and I made them a little bit thinner than usual because, as you can see, Sophie's are on the thinner side. Back to the eyes. Let's see what she's got for the lower lash line. Alright, just smoke down under there. Alright, so I'm taking the same old shade, nothing complicated here, and I'm just smoking this underneath. Darn it, I'm getting fallout. It's getting on my nose. And in my eye, evidently. Great. And then using that detail brush again, I'm just connecting this lower lash line shade to the wing. So it's like one fell swoop. Whoever said that blue-eyed people can't rock blue eyeshadow? Like, where did that come from? Like, why is it a thing that's been discussed? Because I disagree. Like, screw that. It looks great. What are you talking about? It's just even more blue. Got a few tiny blue freckles on my nose. Always good. So literally everything around her eyes is blue, so I'm using the Pixi Endless Silky Eye Pen in the shade Cobalt Blue. I believe the eyeliner she wore, it looks more of like a navy blue. I don't know if you guys can see from there. It's just a little bit darker. This is a bit more bold and bright, but it will work. It's what I have. I just basically don't want any skin showing because it's kind of gonna ruin the effect if my waterline is just kind of randomly peeking out over here. Then I'm gonna do a little bit of tight lining up top as well. Don't want any skin tone. So before I go in with the rest of my face products, I wanted to zoom in and show you guys that we really don't have a lot going on in the face. So with this makeup look, the eyes are the real, like, pivotal, exaggerated point in this whole makeup look. So everything else, like, I really don't see a lot of bronzer at all. Like, there's probably the smallest bit just to give her a tiny bit of definition, but I really see no bronze to her skin or contour. So I'm going to go in with a very light hand with this. She is a dash of a light pink blush and practically no highlighter at all. So very minimal on the face. Otherwise, if you're so crazy on the eyes, so crazy on the face, you start to look a bit clownish. I mean, the theme was camp, so, you know, she could have done it. But if we're talking, you know, normal people like you and me, and we're not going to the Met Gala, basically rule of thumb is, you know, crazy in one place on your face. So I'm using the Marc Jacobs bronzer in the shade Tantastic, since this is a nice neutral bronze, not too warm. This is gonna be really hard for me to not go overboard, because normally I really bronze up my skin, but with this look, it's almost like I'm mimicking what my skin naturally does when it's bronzed. I think that's about it. Like, just the most natural bit of definition. And for blush, I'm using the Jouer Rose Gold Blush Duo, but I'm just going to use the shade Rose Petal. It's a nice soft baby pink, just enough to give a slight pink flush to the face. Then for highlighter, I'm using the subtlest highlighter I could find in my collection. It's the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. This is not metallic, wet looking. It's just a nice satin natural glow. Since it's so natural, I'm gonna hit all the natural high points on my face. I normally never do this with regular highlighters because it's just, I don't know, it looks too fake to me and it emphasizes texture. I'm not about that. But with this highlighter, it's so soft and wearable. Like you can see, it just adds a very slight kind of candlelit glow. For setting spray, I'm using the Flower Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray. I haven't used this before, but like all of my setting sprays in my collection are like super ultra dewy. So things that I've heard from this, it's just like a nice hydrating setting spray. smells very fresh and clean. And the mister on this is beautiful. It really reminds me of the Cover FX mister, but just ever so slightly not as fine. So I just popped a little bit of the Essence highlight right in the inner corners and then used the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. For lips, she's wearing a soft, neutral kind of baby pink tone. It's very subtle, kind of more on the sheer side. So I'm going to use the Kylie matte liquid lipstick in the shade Koko K. Just a little bit of this. I'm not going to like fully paint this on because again, I want the main focus to be on the eyes. And then to lighten it up just a smidge and give it more of a glossy finish, I'm using the NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie. She doesn't have super glossy lips, just a really light layer. To make it a little less intense, I'm just dabbing a little bit of this product off. So this is the finished makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you'd like to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. Hope you guys are having an amazing day and hope to see you in my next video. Bye!